Hello and welcome to another episode of World of Warships with Master Chief of the Navy. Today's video includes me in the KMS Scharnhorst, Tier 7 premium battleship. So what, I guess I'll go into what I like about the Scharnhorst. I like that she has more guns than the guys now. Her guns seem to be a little bit more accurate. Maybe it's just because there's more of them. I don't really know. But I like to think that she's actually more accurate. Her guns may be of a lower caliber, but, you know, again, faster rate of fire, more shells, I seem to get more hits. What else is there to like about the Scharnhorst over the Gneisenau now? She seems a little bit more maneuverable, turning-wise, but that's probably just a pseudo fact. Not really a pseudo fact, but something that just is probably not quite true. I don't know. She's my most played warship, and I have the best win rate in her overall. So some quick facts about her. Her guns can punch out to 19.9 kilometers. Her main guns at least. Her secondaries can, with the flags and proper commander training, can go out to 7.6 kilometers, and her torpedoes are effective out to 6 kilometers, but you know, unless someone's really not paying attention, you're not likely to hit it 6 kilometers with those things. At close range, she can tango with a single battleship or multiple cruisers, as long as those cruisers don't have torpedoes. She's a little allergic to torpedoes. I think most warships are in this game. So, other than the fact that she's premium, why should you have her over the Gneisenau? I don't know, she just feels nicer. It's not something you can quantify, but I do not like the Gneisenau quite as much as I enjoy the Scharnhorst. But in good news, you know, soon the Scharnhorst will be able to tango with the Hood, because the Hood will be coming out soon, and I can't wait to get my hands on that. She is quite a long warship, so she's liable to catch fire in multiple places, which is, you know, a problem, but I mean, what can you do? Jeez. So things to know when you're fighting the Warspite, or the Gneisenau. They're most easily citadeled through their frontal armor plating. Even a USS Texas or New York can citadel them through their frontal glacis of the angle is, you know, of impact, and the angle of the Gneisenau or Scharnhorst is just right. So you can penetrate by one of the turrets, and then you hit the citadel. I've actually managed that once. It was quite nice. So in this particular match, though, I've decided to, you know, YOLO straight into the brunt of one Scharnhorst and Ernest Gade, and an enemy Gneisenau. Although the Gneisenau for some reason does not decide to shoot at me much, which, hey, I'm not gonna correct the enemy for being idiots.
Problem solved, sir.
But you know, what can you do? So of the premium German battleships at the higher tier, because I mean you can always have the Quang-Albert for fun, but of this more of the two, which do I prefer? I mean, the Tirpitz is nice, especially since she got the secondary range boost, but I don't know. I like the 11-inch guns on the Scharnhorst more. They feel more accurate, even if they can't penetrate as much. You know, I'll take accuracy over, you know, ability to lull pen the frontal armor of another ship. But that's me. You know, I've had the Tirpitz since she first came out, but I still have more games recorded in the Scharnhorst. That's just how much I enjoy the Scharnhorst. She is a very good ship. Not sure what the enemy Scharnhorst was really thinking here, but yeah, well, keep your bow angled on and survive. Now, in a few seconds here, my secondary should open up on that Ernest Gade, which for some reason decides not to torpedo me, even though I was sailing in a straight line, so thank God for that guy being an idiot. He decided to go for the Gunai's now instead. I have no clue why. The Gunai's now behind me. Yeah, I'm not sure what actually happens to him. I completely forgot, but yeah. As far as premium ships goes, I think honestly, for my favorite German premium ship, so far it's the Scharnhorst. The only other German premium ships I own are the Graf's Bay, the Tirpitz, and the Koing Albert. I don't play the Koing Albert too much unless I'm, trolling the lower tiers with fleet mates. I really wish I'd remembered to turn into the, fact that the Scharnhorst, the Scharnhorst has torpedoes, but for some reason I thought it had already fired this side's torpedoes. God knows why I thought that. God knows why I thought I could actually hit this freaking Gunai's now at long range, but, thank God he was too stupid to shoot at me. But, again, one should never crush one's enemies when they're failing to do the right amount of killing you. So, I guess now would be a good time to talk about what the Scharnhorst is good for. The Scharnhorst is quite good as a cruiser killer or a one-on-one brawler with battleships. It's fun to completely destroy Colorado at close range when all 9 of your 11-inch shells penetrate and take a huge chunk of its health out while your secondaries are working it over, and then you can, just troll it further with some good old torpedoes. But when she's shooting at battleships, especially if she's up-tiered, distracted battleships are the best targets. Trying to brawl with a Bismarck or frickin' Frederick de Grobe, that's a recipe for getting your arse handed to you. Oy. If there's an enemy aircraft carrier on the team, you're definitely going to want to stick with a cruiser. This thing cannot hold its own against an enemy air group. Since, she's meant to be a secondary boat, not a anti-aircraft boat. I mean, you could build her as an anti-aircraft boat, and she's okay. I mean, she can't really defend herself much better than she would otherwise, but the only effect is there's less enemy planes finally killing you. You'll mostly end up killing them on their way, back to the carrier from dropping their load on you. While I really, really enjoy the German battleship line, because they're just so ridiculous at close range, the problem with them is they had very sophisticated gun control systems, and they were not terribly inaccurate, but I guess to make, some semblance of balancing, they're not accurate at long range unless, RNG smiles upon you. I think this is actually one of my better games in the Scharnhorst, oddly enough, with 93,000 total damage done in the end. Most of it farmed from secondary hits, but hey. honestly, the best thing you can do to avoid a Scharnhorst is pray that there's a battleship that's able to focus on it. Although her citadel's funky with only 380 millimeters of armor. I've never really been citadeled in the Scharnhorst or the Gneisenau, that I can remember at least. I've citadeled at least one Gneisenau once, which was, you know, as I mentioned earlier in my Texas. Never been able to replicate that again. Well, at least in this match, I've decided, since I don't have a whole lot of health left, that the best thing I can do is just YOLO drive into the enemy fleet. I believe that the enemy Fiji is taking pot shots at me now. And my counterpart, the Scharnhorst, has decided to abandon the team and go hunt the Ernest Gade. And he's a consummate dickwad for that. You can take the Scharnhorst destroyer hunting, but it's a terrible idea. Especially when you have a warship today rating of 607, which is actually worse than mine at around a high 800. I mean, good God. This is why this is why I report him later on in the match, just being a total dick and leaving several cruisers to work over the enemy Bayer. Just douchebaggery of the first order. Here's one of my favorite moments I've ever had in the Scharnhorst, though. Two citadels. That is deeply satisfying. Though sadly I did not get a third citadel and I'm about to die.
Abandoned ship.
If only I was in a Bismarck. But, say love you.
Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship.
I believe it was the... Yes, it was the Ernest Gade, that got me. And yes, for the commenters of what, I know that the Victorian Cross is a British award, but it's a fucking video game, get over it. Well, I'm not gonna lie though, the remaining cruisers really do a good job of working over this Bayern. Where's the other battleship? Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, it's most of the cruisers that end up finishing off fire. The other battleship doesn't really do a whole lot. At this point, I was praying that those torpedoes were going to hit that Scharnhorst, but oh well. RNG works in mysterious ways. And he still doesn't even get the kill on the gate. I mean, what the fuck was going through his brain? Wargaming National Reserves, what can you do? Well, this is my review video for the Scharnhorst. It was actually a very good match for me. I enjoyed it immensely, other than the fact that I died. I enjoyed getting that amount of damage. You might say it's less than average, but hey, it worked well for me. Well, this is Chief signing off, and see you next time. Or chat with you, rather. It'd be weird if I was seeing you.